a chicken mentality, but take on an eagle mentality and keep on flying. Maybe she did not know.
All right, preacher.
A place that was known as a swamp infested mosquito, infested malaria, infested snake, infested home of wildcats and bears and other things. A place that other people looked at and say that there's no way that we could do anything with that piece of land. And these men and women turned it into a nest that eagles would be able to fly into. Glory to God. Y'all, I feel like preaching. They were able to turn it into a place. Now, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the nest. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the eagle, but there's a whole lot you can study about the eagle. Even what looked like it was negative was positive. Things that looked like it was going the wrong way for an eagle, looked like it was going against what the eagle was all about, worked out for its good. They built a place within just a few years that could be characterized as described in Matthew 5 and 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill. But I like the last part. You cannot be hid. It's a place that where eagles land, you just can't not see it. People gonna watch you whether you think they looking at you or not. Mount Bayou became a light, a city that was set up on a hill, and it could not be hid. For 133 years, people not only around the nation, but around the world flocked to Mount Bayou, Mississippi. There was a secret. There was a secret to what was going on here. It's called the power of prayer. And I remember, as I read, I constantly, I'm a student of Mount Bayou history. That means I'm constantly learning. But I just decided a long time ago. This was years ago when I was in my teens. I decided a long time ago to never react by what men do to you, but always react to what God told you. I'm going to say that one more time. I'm going to say that one more time so you can hear. Never react. And this was the key. This was the secret that these men and women had. They were listening in a very a different realm. They were listening in a very different atmosphere. They was hearing something other folks weren't hearing. People were saying, you can't go down there. You can't get in it. And they said, I'm going because I believe that God has a place where we can live. Where we can worship God freely. They were listening just like an eagle. They could hear in another realm. Benjamin Montgomery is the story behind Isaiah T. Montgomery and Benjamin Green. The story behind these people. Benjamin Montgomery, a lot of people don't tell his story. A lot of people don't talk about his story. But Mount Bayou, I always say, is not defined by its geographical bounds, but Mount Bayou is a movement. It is a movement that was started way back on Briar and Hurricane Plantation. It was a movement before Isaiah T. Montgomery and Benjamin T. Green, where you were even with little boys and coming up. It was a movement, and it would prove itself upon those plantations where the slaves, Benjamin Montgomery, the father of Isaiah T. Montgomery, ended up not only buying the plantation that he was a slave on, but running it, and not only running black people, but whites and blacks together. Mount Bayou, actually, its movement got started on Hurricane and Briar Plantation back on Davis Bend. Benjamin Montgomery was later asked even to run for governor. They know that they were talking to a former slave. Later, I.T. and Benjamin Green, the cousins, believed that if he did, if he could, I can too. So they did.